陀佛，阿弥陀佛，
阿弥陀佛，
阿弥陀佛！世界各地的莲花童子们，大家
Dharma
早上
Kumaras
好，
all
晚
around the
安，
world. Good
晚
morning,
上
good
好。
afternoon, good
我
evening.
是今
Auspicious
天这
greetings
节
to
课的
everyone.
主持人，
I'm
莲
today's
花美平
host,
主教，我来自中
Dianhua
国真土
Meiping
雷藏寺。
from
那很开
the
心再次
UK,
透过各
Chanting
位的
Leizang
YouTube、
Temple.
Facebook、
Very
世
happy
界各
to
地的
once
朋友
again
在线上
with
相遇，
everyone all
一
around the
起
world
共修共上
together
佛教
together
梵拜的课
and
程。
learn
那今天
sacred
呢
chants of
是2026
Buddhism.
年的8月21日，
It's
是来
August
到台
21st,
湾时间晚
2026,
上7
Taiwan
点
time,
50分。
Friday
那
night,
欢迎大家再次回到
7:51
真普
p.m.
中网络搭配
And welcome
Dharma
everyone
课
back
程
to True Buddhist School
佛
Online
教梵拜。
University's 8th
今
course,
晚的
Sacred
课程
Chants
点
of
呢，我
Buddhism.
们将继
The
续
class
进
tonight
入第
will
4章
be a
瑜伽宴的
continuation of
第3节瑜伽宴
the
口语，
yoga of liberating the
会一起
Prita
说
flaming
唱
mouth.
诵及法器的运用。
And it will cover the
那
ritual
今晚呢，有
procedure,
请尊贵的释
chanting,
迦
and
牟
the
上
use
师慈
of
悲为我
ritual
们授
instruments
课。
or Dharma
今
instruments.
晚的课
And we
程呢，也
will,
将同步以
as
中文、
usual,
英
invite
文以
our
及印尼文
Master
3种
Lian
翻
Wei,
译直
most
播，
esteemed
那方
Master
便
Lian
世
Wei
界各地
to
的同门可
continue
以
to
跟
teach
着
the
我们学
course.
习。那课程
And
结
there will
束之
be
后呢，
English
大
and
家也
Indonesian
可以到
interpretation
真佛中
for the
群
lesson.
网络
And
教
after
学
the
与
class,
同
you
修的
can also
YouTube
go
频道，
to the YouTube
观
channel
看
of
完整的
True
课
Buddha
程，
Foundation's Education
也
Department
方
YouTube
便大
channel
家
to
来
watch
做
the
课
replay of
后
the
的复
lessons
习。
and
那
do your
本次
revision
的
after the
说
class.
明相关教材也会陆续的上传
The
到
lesson
各佛
materials,
教
the
梵
class
拜的网
materials
络平
will
台，
also be
方便大家
updated
可
to
以
the
收藏以
various
及点
WhatsApp
播
groups
练
of
习。
different language WhatsApp
那么
groups
这
of
里也
True
跟
Buddhist
大
School
家
Online
报告一
University.
下，大家一直以来
Also,
收听的
an
佛教梵
announcement.
拜课程。那如
Um,
果在课程结束之后，大家都愿
if
意
you have
而且会参加考核的呢，现在就可以登
If
上
you
真
have
佛
been
网络
taking the
大会
lessons
网
and you would
站，
like to take
免
part in
费
the
先注册
examination at
为
the end
学
of the
员。
course,
2年
you
以后呢，
can
可以
start
到佛教
registering
梵
as a
拜的课
student,
程相
a
关课
True
程
Buddhist School Online
缴交
University
全额授
student
课。
on the
之
website
后呢，
and
我
submit
们
start
在缴
submitting
交
your
授课之
assignments.
后呢，才能
So
参加
only
考
after you
试。
have
那
submitted your
学员需
assignments
要交
will
的功课
you
呢，
be
是
able
包括
to
6篇
sit
的
for
心
the
得文
exam,
章，
and it will
每一
include
篇文
six
章是
essays
500字以
uh,
上，
with a minimum of 500
并
words
且
for
还
each
有一
essay.
段5分钟的
And
作
there
业
will
时
be
间。
a 5 minute
可以是说一说
video
你
assignment
学佛教
submission
梵拜的心
requirement,
得， 又或者
and
你
you
可以
can
录制一段唱
talk
诵的
about your
诗，
insights
那
from taking
都
the
是可
course
以的
or
哦。
your or chant
那今天呢是8月21号，
one
那
of
即
the
将来临的秋季大法会
you can
今
chant you
天
can
是最
do
后一
fanbai
堂课。
what has
那
been
我
taught.
就跟大家报告一下，今天是在西雅图秋季大法会之前的最后一堂佛教梵拜课程。
And another
那
announcement is
秋
regarding
季大法会的到来
this
呢，
lesson will be the
我
last
们
one
法华
before
课程
the
将会暂
autumn
停上
grand
课。
ceremony in
那
Seattle,
相信在
and
这
there will
段期
be
间会有不
a
少的
suspension
佛
of
门可以
lessons
陆
for
续
three
前往
weeks
西雅图祝法
because
朝圣，共
many
同参与这一次
fellow
的
Dharma
佛心
siblings,
的秋季
disciples will
大
be
法会。
going to
那虽
Seattle
然接下
for
来课
a
程会暂停3
pilgrimage
周，
to
那
Seattle
也希望
to
大家在
attend
这
the
段
grand
期
Dharma
间可以
ceremony.
不断的练
During this
习，
time,
把上师所
you
教导的
can
内容
continue
多
to
听，多
practice,
去 YouTube 上面听，
listen
多听
to the
多唱，
lessons,
多
watch the
练习。
replays,
那趁着这段时
chant
间呢，大
the
家也可以到真佛
the
网络
secret
大会
chants,
去先注册为
etc.
学员，以及
And
把
if you're
你
planning
新
to
的
take
报
part
告
in the
提供
exam, you
一
can
下。
start registering as a student on the
在这段期间，你
TBSOU
可以多练
website,
习，然后
start
等
submitting
一
your
到3周
assignments.
后再次回到课堂的时候呢，
And
就会
after
继
three
续唱
weeks,
诵更
when
加的熟练，
you return
也
to
能够
class,
更加的摄心。
um,
那让每一次的梵
hopefully
拜
you'll
唱诵
be
都
even
能
more
呈现出
focused,
佛法的庄严与
and
摄受力。
each chant will
那另外
present
就是
the
在今晚
majesty
课
of
程
the
结束
Dharma,
之后呢，
the
依然会
presence.
设有释疑解惑的环节。
There will be
如
a
果大家
Q&A
在
segment
上
at the end
课
of the
的过程
lesson,
当中，
as
对于
usual.
瑜伽
And if
宴
you have
口的
any
课程
lessons
内容
regarding the
有
yoga
任
flaming
何
mouth
疑问，
ritual,
那欢迎随时
any
将你的问题
questions,
留言在
feel
Zoom
free
里，
to post your question at any time in the Zoom chat. or on Facebook or YouTube, and we will invite Master Lin Wei to compassionately answer the questions. And for all students attending the lesson on Zoom, you can rename your profiles to include your name, your Dharma name, and also your country of residence so that everyone can get to know each other. If convenient for you, you can also turn on your video camera. And the time, we still have 4 more minutes before the start of the lesson, so let's do a quick revision, a simple revision of what we learned last lesson. During the last lesson, Master Lian Wei taught about the Yoga of Flaming Mouth, its position, its a brief introduction, and important concept. In Chinese Buddhism, the Dharma ceremonies, although we see the Yoga of Flaming Mouth and found by Buddhist chanting and the use of ritual instruments, however, Grandmaster Luping Buddha Liansheng has written in his essays or articles, discourses, flaming mouth refers to the food transforming to fire and hungry ghosts not being able to eat. So through the flaming mouth ritual, Yoga flaming mouth ritual, it will help. It's a tantric ritual that was transmitted during the Tang Dynasty into China, and it became part of Dharma ceremonies, including sutra chanting, etc. Yoga flaming mouth has a very important essence, which is the empowerment of the blessing of the 3 secrets. So mantra of the mouth, with speech, mudra of the body, visualization of the mind, and with the blessing power of the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, there can be food transformation into refreshing food, like amrita, to relieve the suffering of the hungry ghosts. So there are 3 kinds of rituals. Mengshan Shishi Yu Jia Yin Kou Yoga Flaming Mouth, Mengshan food offering, and also Shui Lu Fa Hui is Waterland Dharma ceremony. There are similarities and differences among the 3. We can remember 3 keys. Yoga Flaming Mouth emphasizes the tantric 3 secrets. Mengshan food offering is a more simplified daily ritual of offering blessed food. And I see that a lot of students have entered the virtual classroom gradually. So once again, let me make the announcement that after tonight's lesson, there will be a suspension of lessons for 3 weeks for the course Sacred Chants of Buddhism due to the upcoming Autumn Grand Ceremony in Seattle with Grandmaster Lu. So, and also if you're planning to take part in the exam, at the end of the course, you can start registering as a TBSOU student if you haven't done so already. Start submitting your assignments, and you have to submit a minimum of 6 essays, 500 words each, and also a video assignment of 5 minutes, which can be a presentation sharing your insights regarding what you've learned, or it can be chanting, Buddhist chanting video. So 4 key points will be covered during tonight's lesson. It will be an introduction to the Yoga Flaming Mouth ritual procedure, chanting use of Dharma instruments, and analysis of the three major textual sources or scriptural sources for the Yoga Flaming Mouth ritual, distinctions between True Buddha School's version and the common version, and the 7-star edict flag unique to True Buddha School. So now it's 8 p.m. sharp. Without further ado, let's welcome TBF Chairman, Master Lianhua Chengzu, TBF Education Department Director, Master Lian He, Master Lian Wei, and all Master, Senior Reverends, Dharma Instructors, Dharma Assistants, and all Dharma siblings, Pama Kumaras around the world participating in the lesson. And with the most reverent heart, the most grateful heart, let's welcome Master Lian Wei and invite her to lead us in praying for the Great Lineage Blessing. You can type in 111 in the Zoom chat in lieu of warm round of applause to welcome Master Lian Wei.
上师您还没有开麦。
谢谢。好，请大家双手合十。
Okay, so everyone, please put your palms together and let's wholeheartedly pay homage to our lineage guru, His Holiness Living Buddha Liansheng, the lineage gurus of True Buddha School, homage to the 3 jewels of the altar, and let's form the Pama Kumara Mudra. Visualize lineage guru, His Holiness Living Buddha Liansheng, above your crown, above the crown of your head to bless. This lesson on the Yoga Flaming Mouth ritual will be auspicious and complete, perfectly complete, and everyone will learn without obstructions, without hindrances. May the Buddhas, the Bodhisattvas, deities shine light, and let's recite the mantra mudra. Recite the mantra 7 times.
Om Guru Lian Shen Xi Di Hom. 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 各位上师、教授师、法师、
All masters, senior reverends, Dharma instructors, Dharma assistants, Dharma brothers and sisters, greetings to everyone. Today we are going to continue the lesson on the Yoga Flaming Mouth ritual, and it's the 9th day of the lunar 7th month. A lot of cultivation venues, temples have organized the Yoga Flaming Mouth ritual. So it's very coincidental that from the last week, the 3 weeks before, we have been talking about the Yoga Flaming Mouth ritual, which coincides with the events happening at everyone's temple. So it's very serendipitous or very remarkable, in a sense, coincidental. So we'll talk about the ritual procedure and the chanting use of instruments. True Buddha School's Yoga Flaming Mouth ritual, what makes it so remarkable and extraordinary, and how does it compare to the common version found in other Buddhist traditions? So through this lesson, we will look at the deliverance of the ritual and try to have a deeper understanding of the lineage blessing within True Buddha School's ritual procedure, the refuge taking, bodhicitta, giving rise to bodhicitta, extinguishing fixed karma, etc., and all these various aspects of the ritual procedure to be able to truly benefit both the living and the deceased, to help the decedents, the Bardo spirits to be liberated and Bardo delivered to the Pure Lands, this is something that is unique to that is integral to the ritual procedure. When I first started learning this ritual procedure, I found when I search 瑜伽咽口, which is yoga flaming mouth, see there are three sutra names highlighted in 3 different colors, green, blue, and yellow at the bottom of the slide. So there are 3 sources for the yoga flaming mouth ritual. So when I first searched, so 不空三藏 is the Tripitaka master Amoga Vajra from Tang Tantric Buddhism. So there are commentaries by various eminent masters. So I searched and looked up there is the original source, 瑜伽咽口集要师十一. So this is the Mother Sutra, the original source of the food bestowal ritual procedure. And then as things evolved or progressed to the Ming and Qing dynasty, there was integration of Sutrayana and Tantric Buddhism, and there was a common ritual procedure, which is the version highlighted in blue, 瑜伽咽口施食要记. The third version, during the Qing dynasty, a master who because the second version placed emphasis on the Fanbai chanting, so and it lost a lot of the tantric aspects. So the master in the Qing dynasty wanted to focus more on the tantric aspects, and he came up or compiled a third version, 瑜伽咽口. So when I first searched and there were these 3 different versions, I was very confused. So this is sharing so that it's clear for everyone. So the first one is called 集要, and the second one is 要集, and the third one is 集 something 要. So all 3 texts have 瑜伽咽口 in the names, and I thought it was all the same, but they're actually different. So there's the original ritual procedure during the Tang dynasty, then there is the Han Chinese version commonly used and then the third one is for Vajra Acharyas, which has the visualizations, the tantric visualizations. So it's specific for Vajracharyas. Now let's take a closer look at these. So the first one, highlighted in green from the Mother Sutra from the Tang Dynasty. So these are 3 very important documents related to Yoga Flaming Mouth. It's not the original text, it's a translation by Amoga Vajra. And there's the blessing of the 3 secrets, there is mudra, mantra, and visualization. So it is the foundation for all flaming mouth ritual procedures, and the text doesn't include the Fanbai Buddhist chanting and praises of the version in Chinese Buddhism. And the blue highlighted text, this one is the Han Chinese version. So even though the names are similar, please note that they're actually different texts. Don't be confused by the names. They are actually three different versions, three different texts, even though they are all about the flaming moth. So during the Ming Dynasty, Tianji Zen master compiled it. And then during the Ming Dynasty, that was the second version by Master Lian Shi. And then during the Qing Dynasty, there was another master, Bao Hua De Xi master, who fixed another format, fixed a different updated version. So today, a lot of Sutrayana temples, when they carry out Dharma ceremonies, you will see this text, Yoga Flaming Mouth. This version, this is the one that's commonly used in Sutrayana temples, and it's a integration of Tantric Buddhism and Sutrayana Buddhism. So when you look at it, how come it looks so similar to the version that we used in Buddha school? Because it is from the Tang Dynasty Tantric version, plus with the addition of Han Chinese Buddhist chanting and praise verses. So it's catered to the general masses, the masses, public audience, from something that's a personal visualization into something that can be carried out together as a community assembly. And this third version, which is meant for Vajracharyas, this version, during the Qing Dynasty, there is a Sangha called the Sangha, who did an in-depth analysis, dissecting of the ritual procedure, of the form of the ritual procedure. So this is not for beginners. It's meant for Vajracharyas, for advanced practitioners. So it has a profound meaning. It's catered specifically for the one presiding or officiating the ceremony, so that the Buddhist chanting will not just be formalistic, but what kind of visualizations do they do? How do they perform the ritual? So summary, the green highlighted term is 诗十仪. This is the original version, the original text, translation text, and the one in blue, highlighted in blue, is the ritual procedure for Dharma ceremony, commonly used and spread in Chinese monasteries. It's placing emphasis on the form, the procedure, how do they chant, how do they sing, what kind of movements do they do. The third, highlighted in yellow, is during the ritual procedure, what kind of mantras, what kind of mudras perform, what kind of visualizations. So this is for the Vajracharya presiding over the ceremony. It's not for beginners. It's for the masters who are presiding over the ceremonies. So this is a simple introduction to the three main texts related to this ritual procedure, the Yucca Flaming Mouth Rite. The first two, when they're compared to Tripura School's version, when you do a comparative analysis between Tripura School's version versus the Tang Dynasty's original translation text, although they both originate from the sutra, the Buddha speaks of liberating the hungry ghost, flaming mouth, Dharani Sutra. The form, the structure of the ritual procedure is slightly different. It's still different from the mudras, mantras, the use of these, and they are different. The source of the blessing is different. So what does Grandmaster think about the Yoga Flaming Mouth? This is from book 177, chapter 33. Someone asked Grandmaster, for a Dharma ceremony, the main deity, should we have one or many? Grandmaster replied, many. Both are fine. Because why? Because Tantric Buddhism, one is many, many is one. So depending on the affinities of the presiding master, the decision for the Dharma ceremony can be set. So even if you only pick one main deity, there can be many deities who descend upon the altar. So you can, and then Grandmaster asked, so everyone, for the Emperor Liang repentance, water repentance, the 3,000 Buddhas repentance, is it one deity or many deities? Of course it's many. Even Yoga Flaming Mouth has many deities. So we think that for the Yoga Flaming Mouth has Tishtagarbha Bodhisattva as the main deity, but it turns out that Yoga Flaming Mouth ritual, there are actually many deities involved. So are you very surprised? So when we visualize, you can visualize one or visualize many. Transformation into infinite lights entering your heart, into the practitioner's heart. So with Grandmaster's blessing, you can visualize one or visualize many. Depending on your visualization power, they transform into infinite lights and merge, and then they enter into the practitioner's mind. So the next slide, let's dissect the ritual procedures, the three versions A, B, and C. So 4 points. The first regarding the origination of the ritual procedure. Just now we mentioned that the Tang Dynasty version is a translation by Monga Bhadra. He's not the author, he's a translator. And during the Ming Dynasty and the Qing Dynasty, there were 3 masters who compiled into the blue version, blue highlighted version, and the True Buddha School's ritual procedure is from Grandmaster, personally transmitted from Grandmaster, and then presented, so compiled by masters and presented to Grandmaster for his approval. So it is still based on the foundation of traditional ritual procedures, but it has been edited so that it's easier for modern day people to practice. So Mahabharachana's mandala as the core for 8. So sentient beings and Buddhas are not 2. So sentient beings originally have Buddha nature. So it contains this doctrine within it. This is the original Tantric Buddhism. For B, the commonly used version is that it has characteristics of literature and the arts. So, and it's integrating Sutrayana and Tantric Buddhism from beautiful praise verses and sacred chants to vastly deliverance and the Bardo spirits. For True Buddha School's ritual procedure, the core is, what is key is the lineage blessing, the lineage Dharma stream, and it's based on the doctrine of sentient beings and Buddhas are not 2, but it also has, so it has that Dharma lineage to facilitate awakening. So there's emphasis on lineage and emphasis on empowerment. And 3, regarding the ritual procedure structure. For A, it's pure Tantric Buddhism structure. It has a rigorous structure. So it doesn't have a lot of chanting. It's purely just syllables, mudras, and mantras as its core. For the common version used in various Buddhist traditions, it has the addition of many, many praise verses and invocation texts, and it also invokes the 10 kinds of wandering spirits. And there is the chanting of the Heart Sutra. So the Dharma ceremony is very long. It has all these praises interwoven within the ritual. For True Buddha School's ritual procedure, Kishigarpa Bodhisattva is the main deity, and it's a simplified to its core essence. It is based on the actual practice of deliverance. There is the shattering of the hells. There is food transformation, and food offering blessed food. There are mudras that are specific to True Buddha School. The uncommon mudras of the 4 common siddhanas, pacifying, enriching, magnetization, subjugation. Hiking Sutra, the main deity is Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva. So we also chant the Hiking Sutra to extinguish transgressions, and we hope that the Bardo spirits can be Bardo delivered. So we also chant the Amitabha Sutra to pray for their deliverance. And so there are many spiritual responses. So these are differences from the other two. So this analysis or comparison isn't to show who is better or who is worse. It's just to show the differences. And what about the main deities and the source of blessing or empowerment? Point 4. So A for the tantric ritual from the Tang Dynasty, it's Mahavajrayana, the 5 Dhyani Buddhas as the main deity, and for empowerment. Avalokiteshvara is the main deity for offering blessed food, Kishigarpa for extinguishing sins and deliverance, Amitabha to deliver, and then the scorched face Mahasattva to be the guardian, overseeing the spirits to receive the food offerings at the altar, before the altar. The commonly used version, the highlighted in blue version, it has the 3 jewels of the Sutrayana tradition are the root of empowerment. For C, True Buddha School's ritual procedure, it's our lineage guru as the source of blessing and empowerment. So for us, True Buddha School, the source of blessing is our lineage guru, and Kishigarpa Bodhisattva is the main deity of the Dharma practice, and Avalokiteshvara is the main deity for offering blessed food, Amitabha Buddha for deliverance, scorched face, Mahasattva is in charge of standing guard over the altars and overseeing the multitudes of Bardo spirits. The next slide. So this is there's also another characteristic of True Buddha School, because Master Lien Ying, when he was teaching about the when he was teaching True Buddha Tantric Dharma 2, he mentioned the 7-star edict flag or 7-star command banner, which was transmitted to Grandmaster taught to Grandmaster by Kishigarpa Bodhisattva. So it's unique to True Buddha School. You will not find it in other Buddhist traditions. So it has a remarkable power of vital deliverance. The three ticks represent heaven, earth, humans. 日圆月, sun and moon represent the light. Kishigarba's name is in the center, representing Kishigarba's edict or command. The seven stars represent the seven stars of the Northern Dipper. And this flag, its main purpose is once the flag is taken out, it will invoke spirits from far, near and far, the bardo spirits, so that they will all assemble and gather. So Kishigarba Bodhisattva told Dharma, the Dharma King, no matter whether they are all delivered, no matter how your yoga flaming mouth ritual is carried out, with the seven stars, flags, light, the bridal deliverance and yoga flaming mouth ritual that you carry out will all be perfectly complete and fulfilled. So 7 is the number of completion or perfection. There isn't an exact translation for this term. The light that shines from this flag, even very heavy transgressions can be eliminated, and even if sentient beings in the Abishi hell, when they encounter this flag, their 5 heinous crimes or transgressions, the heaviest crimes, can also be cleared. So all sentient beings are not without Buddha nature, which means they all have Buddha nature. So it's best to hang this 7-star flag. If I go out to do the yoga flaming mouth, I'll bring it with me. Whether or not cultivation venues have it, I realize that Taiwan cultivation venues are very smart. They all have it. But in other countries or in other regions, the temples and cultivation venues, a lot of them might not necessarily have the 7-star edict flag or command banner. So I highly recommend that when you go to Taiwan Temple or Taiwan Lisang Temple or the Founding Temple, Seattle Lingxian Jingshe Temple, I would highly recommend that you procure and invite Grandmaster to bless it. If we don't finish it, then going over the lesson tonight, we will continue during the next lesson. The next lesson, we will talk about how to chant sutras, enter into the meaning of the sutras, the content, and how do you enter into the sutras. If we don't manage to finish talking about the chanting for yoga flaming mouth, we will continue during the next lesson. So compared to Homa ritual procedures, the yoga flaming mouth is much longer. There are many different kinds of chanting and many variations of melodies, complex melodies involved in this ritual. So even people who are familiar with leading general ritual procedures, they might not necessarily be able to undertake the responsibility of being the MC for the yoga flaming mouth, even if you have the experience of leading group cultivation sessions. So in the past, even though I had experience with group cultivation, leading group cultivation, when it was my turn to lead the yoga flaming mouth, I would be hesitant, and because it's a very long ritual, it could be up to 2 hours. When I was younger, 30 plus years of age, you can last for 2 hours plus, but if you're not able to last for 2 hours plus on your own, maybe I would recommend you have 2 people being the MC. One person recites the ritual procedure, the other chants, or one person is the MC leading the ritual, but you have the chanting group supporting the chanting of the various praises. So, for example, the Pama Kumara heart mantra 108 times, Kishigaba Bodhisattva's heart mantra 108 times. You can sip a bit of water. If somebody else is able to cover that part, so then you will also be able to have a slight breather. Even if you're young and able to last for 2 hours plus, when I went to support a cultivation venue in the past, and I needed to chant mantra for 8 hours and help to support be one of the Xie Jinkang for the Homa fire, tending to the fire. You have to support the whole event for 8 hours. Please don't underestimate the yoga flaming mouth ritual procedure. Please don't underestimate it. Please practice more. Don't think that I just need to look at it and it'll be sufficient. It's not like that, because your tongue needs to acclimatize. It needs to become familiar with the pronunciation of the words, with the mantras. You need to be able to recite it smoothly. 2 over hours without practice, you can't do it. You need to at least practice it 3 or 4 times. Why am I reminding everyone so many times? Because it has happened that a master told me in private that he or she invited a Dharma propagator to lead the Dharma ceremony for a yoga flaming mouth ritual, because it's very it's challenging, it's advanced. The whole Dharma ceremony was wrecked. So I'm not sure which part was wrecked. Was a disaster, because I'm not sure which part he or she was referring to, but in any case, it's different from ordinary group cultivation, so please spend more time preparing for it. There's also the chanting of the Amitabha Sutra. You might have to last for at least 2.5 hours minimum, so it's not as easy as you think. Don't think that when the reverends lead, it seems so easy, because the reverends have already been on the battlefield for many times, so they have a lot more experience. Don't ask me who it is, whether it's a Sangha or a lady member, lay Dharma propagator, it doesn't matter. The main point is, don't underestimate this ritual procedure. And also, just to share with everyone, because there will be 2 volunteers, Dharma instructor Jupiter, Yuan Sheng, and also Dharma assistant Mei Ping, because Dharma instructor Yichai said that everyone is self-conscious and not so keen to step out. So just to help everyone develop the right mindset, we are all not spiritually accomplished. No one can guarantee that we will not make any mistakes when teaching the class. So when I am practicing, I pray to Grandmaster, I am not spiritually accomplished. If there are any mistakes for the Grandmaster and the Buddha's Bodhisattvas, please guide. And because this is my current level of understanding, I'm not yet spiritually accomplished to fully there yet. So we are all very thick-skinned. We are pushed out to teach. Master Lian He invited me at least 3 or 4 times to teach the Buddhist chanting class, and I kept declining. Ayushmat Master Lin said, because for the sake of True Buddha School, he went around researching, etc. So if there are any mistakes in my teachings, we pray for Grandmaster to bless or guide everyone. I'm sure maybe there are parts that I might have taught incorrectly. So if you don't have someone guiding you, then it's natural for us to chant wrongly. And who's there to guide us where to sing what kind of melody. So from the mistakes that we make, it becomes a way to help other people to learn from our own blind spots. Then everyone learns together. So you learn and everybody else learns. So there's this Taiwanese dialect proverb in Taiwanese dialect, which means that everyone from my mistakes, then the bigger self, from the mistakes of the smaller self, it allows or enables the bigger self, everybody, to improve together. So don't think about the embarrassment of oneself, but think about the greater good. So from the mistakes that individuals are making, then everyone is improving together. So don't be afraid of making mistakes, or it's an exchange for everybody's improvement. So don't worry about it. So today there are 2 volunteers who Dharma assistant Mei Ping has never learned about the yoga flaming moth, and she will, even if she chants wrongly or doesn't know how to play the ritual implements, it's a sacrifice on her part to help everyone to learn. So don't think that, please don't have the mindset that, oh, they don't know how to sing it. We really need to give both of them a round of applause because they are very brave. Very brave. Okay, so let's look at the ritual procedure. The front part of the ritual procedure everyone knows. So for point 4, when we are inviting the presiding master, if there are also supporting masters, we would say 恭请主坛上师及上师团上法座. So reverently inviting the presiding master and the supporting masters to ascend their Dharma seats. For 教授师 and 法师, senior reverends and reverends, we would say 请上座, which means to please take their Dharma seats. And for the 与会大众 means assembly participants. 请就座 means to please take your seats. So why do we use Sheng ascend? Because the one presiding has to expound on the Dharma or to share Dharma. So you can say 上法座 or 升法座, or ascend the Dharma seat or ascend the Dharma. So if it's Grandmaster, it will be 升法王座, which means ascend the Dharma King's throne or seat, Dharma King's seat. So I'm not going to go over the front part of the ritual because these are the same as most ritual procedures. We would 恭请主坛上师金刚领主姐姐 means reverently inviting the presiding master to perform boundary protection with the Vajra bell and scepter, and also to bless the Shuwen prayer of intent and registration forms. However, sometimes some cultivation venues would separate out into 2. They would invite the master to do the boundary protection with the Vajra bell and scepter first, and then separately to bless the prayer of intent and registration forms.
主坛上师加持书文报名表，还是反过来之类的， 上司就愣住了，我都做完了，你怎么又要求我做
But
另外一样？
it's because it's actually the same movements
所以在做这
with
些事
so
情的
it's
时候，你要看
better
着
for
像
these two to be combined because
你
the
嘴巴
master
念一
does
样，
there are
嘴巴上
examples
是
where
做
the
一件
master
事情还是做一件事情，所以
the
为了
master
让
does
这
the
件事情
Vajra
发生，所
the
以
protection
希
with
望
the
尽
Vajra
量
bell and
的
scepter.
好好在
Then the
这
MC
里
says
面两件事
the
情都写
reverently
在一
invite
起，
the master
也就
to
是
bless
金
the
刚灵符结界加持书文妙
registration
法要
forms
写在一
and
起。
Shu and the prayer of
请
intent.
你们尽量
Then
不
the
要分成
master
两项。
would look
如
will
果
look
你
at
分成
the
两项，
MC because the master has already done
一
it.
般比较不给
So
上司一个习
it's
惯，
better
不好。
to
不
combine
分
these
成两
two
项，如果上司
into
已经
one
做了，两个
because
都已
if the
经
master
做了，
has
就
already
不
done
要
it
再
both
再
at the
按
same
照你的
time,
仪轨
then
要多
don't
念一次。
follow your
这个因为已经发生过很多次，不是
procedure
我啦，我
and
看过别人
just
发生过很多次。
I've seen it happen to other people many times, so that's why I'm sharing this
是
point.
常见到的状况。
It's
好，
a commonly
敲
observed
起锣的
phenomena.
地方，
The two steps are actually
红字的
the
地方是不
same.
是有主尊大愿地藏王菩萨？这个是
So
是依
the
传
Dharma
法
ceremony
的
main
相
deity
应
is
地方。 再来
Namo
红字有这个
Kishigaba
信
Bodhisattva
仰
of the
的
Great
愿。
Vows
好，再来呢，
of the Great Vow. And then there are the 7
红字里面
Tathagatas.
还有左下方有一个大力
And
金
if you look
刚，
at the red text, there is also
右下
Mahabala.
方有一个金顶大士。
There is the
好，
scorched
再
face
来左下方
Mahasava.
是你的道场，
And
这个也
then
要有。
all the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas
还
of
有
your
中
cultivation
间
venue.
黄色
And
有
then the
荧光
center,
的
you will
有
see with the
观世音
highlight, the
菩
yellow
萨，
highlight,
这一个
Namo
是草
Avalokiteshvara
根下 方
Bodhisattva.
的。
This is also
然后
related
黄
to
色
the
的
Dharma
部分是
ceremony.
因为
And
这个是密
also,
教的三
because
个
this is a
教主，
tantric
也
practice,
就是
there are
智
three
慧、慈悲
key
跟力量，观世音菩萨、文
the
殊师利
three
菩萨
key
跟自
deities
在神
of
咒。好，
Tantric
那
Buddhism,
我
which
也
are
是说跟大
Avalokiteshvara,
力金刚
Manjushri, and
这两个
Vajrasattva.
是跟我们
Then
讲
Maritri,
好
Bodhisattva, and
我
Mahabala,
们现在正在
they
做
are
仪轨
they
的
are
就
the
不讲
text
这
is in
些
red
讲。
because they are connected to
然
True
后
Buddha
再来
school.
这
They
边就
have
是你可以
they
看是
have
我的仪轨，
allegiance
在
with
蓝
True Buddha
色的地
school.
方，它
And the
它
text in
大
blue,
殿的护法
these
是
are
佛真者、伽蓝真者，
depending on
它
the
的财
Dharma
神
protectors in your main hall.
有一
So
个
there is
红财神的
Sangarama,
尊，
there
它还
is
有一个
Vidhwa Pusa,
转轮圣
Skanda,
王殿，
there is
它又
Red
有圣王
Shambhala
菩萨，
or
所以它以它的
Chakravatin,
殿为主
and
殿
there
出来的，
is
这个是给大家参考。好，
Taisui Xinjun, which is the planetary guardian, the annual planetary
好，
guardian,
我们现在
the
请
city
这个
god. So it depends on the Dharma protectors at
准
your
备一下。
temple as
好，
well.
所以刚
So
刚
now
我
let's
讲到
invite
第
the
10
two
段，
volunteers to
这里
prepare. We are now at step 18.
像这里
Recite
是
the
我们
hiking
讲的我们第一个
Avalokiteshvara
高王经，
Sutra.
它刚好是这个施食的主尊。
So this
这个
is
渊生
also
平
because
这个
Guanxing
上
Avalokiteshvara
大
is
喜
also the main
这个
deity
阿龙
of
师姐，请把
offering
他们
blessed
2
food.
个人 调
So
到荧幕前面来，这样我才看
let's
得到他们。
spotlight the two
好，在念
volunteers.
这个莲花图心
And
咒的时候，大
when
家
we
可以
are
看得
reciting
到
or chanting the
我这里
Pama Kumara Heart Mantra 108 times,
我这里
you
没
can
有
look at
画
this
上来，我
Dianban
只有一
score
根
that I
竖
drew
直三角
that was
形把
drawn
它
for
画
the
这个
chanting of
算
the
是大
Pama
大气，好不
Kumara
好？我实
Heart
在是
Mantra.
昨天光
So
是
the
做这个
triangle
我都
refers
做到
to
半夜哦，真的是很累，头痛，真的是
pressing the singing bowl.
用手画很简单的，用电脑画真的是很烦哦，哈。好，第
It's
一句
easy to draw it by hand, but it's
这个
difficult
主
to
板
draw it
画
with the
在上
computer.
头，
So
心压
when I
大
draw
小。
these, it takes me some time, a little bit of a headache. But
好，第一句的
so
话
anyway,
是大
the
大声的
rectangle,
向
triangle
天堂，
refers to
然
pressing
后
the
home
singing
的
bowl,
话，最后
and
一
then
句
home,
敲磬。
we
好，
sound the
最
singing
后
bowl.
一句的话也是 om 敲大磬，
Last chant,
再来
om
home 敲大磬，
sound the
最
singing
后
bowl
结束
and
哦。
home
我这边
sound
是
the singing
简
bowl.
单的，
This
最后
is
一
a
个敲
simplified
大磬，没有
Dianban.
所谓的煞板。比如
So
说
there
如
is
果我们是
no
用
sharp
手的，
and there's no breaking
就会有所谓的
that's
煞板。
drawn in
煞板是
the
什么？敲大
Dianban
磬。
score.
你们看得到我的法器吗？
So sharp and the breaking
那个元生帮我
is
点个头，看得到我的大庆跟木鱼吗？因为我现在看不到我的，看不到啊。好，我退后一点点，这样看得到法器吗？看得到我的法器吗？看得到了哈，好。我调整一下我的荧幕哈。
Okay, are you able to see my Dharma instruments? Yes, so let me sit further back. So now I need to enlarge the PPT to see the text more clearly.
OK， 好。
So
一
slightly
般这个
hold
下
on.
板就是一个大庆，
For 下板,
再一个压庆，再
it
一个
would
敲庆。
be sounding the cymbal, pressing the cymbal, and sounding the cymbal again at the end. The last chant.
咕噜连声悉地吽，嗡咕噜连声悉地吽，这种叫唱诵，我会有所谓的煞板出现。
So for this kind of chanting, there is the breaking, but in the ritual procedure, we are not chanting it as in singing. We would be reciting the mantras.
压庆跟敲庆就不要这么麻烦，你只要最后一遍的时候敲庆，嗡敲一个庆，吽最后。
So it's simplified. You don't need the breaking. You can just, during the last chant, you sound the singing bowl at Om to let everyone know that this is the last chant of the mantra. As long as it doesn't,
可以吗？这样大家就不会觉得很复杂哈。
as long as it doesn't distract everyone, it helps everyone to understand what is happening.
觉得说啊，我一直
So I'm going to first demonstrate. So
好不好？好，渊生我先
before the two volunteers try.
我听听看你们的。
So the two volunteers can help to listen and share with me how you feel about this chanting. Okay. Dharma instructor Yuan Sheng and Dharma assistant Mei Ping, tell me how you feel about what I just chanted, recited.
阿弥陀佛上师，感觉有点急，有点急躁。
So both of them replied that it sounds very rushed or hurried.
好，你们讲的也对。
Okay, so what both of you said are correct, but this is the version that I often hear during yoga flaming mouth ritual procedures.
像我们刚刚一开始念7遍的时候那样慢慢的持咒。
We can't chant it as slowly as when we first started today's lesson and praying for the lineage blessing, because we can't chant it too slowly. But the speed at which I chanted the mantra just now was indeed too fast, so we need to slow it down a little bit.
有一个助教，我今天眼睛看不太到哈。好，
So someone also typed in the chat that it's too fast. So we can slow it down to moderate tempo because the Dharma ceremony doesn't allow the mantras to be chanted at too slow a tempo. If it's too slow, they can't stand it either. And there's also Kishigarbha Bodhisattva's mantras, so we just use the moderate tempo. And what about the method of chanting just now? I deliberately used a mechanical version of chanting without any heart, without any intention of invoking the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, or invoking my own spiritual awareness. And I didn't chant it with any heart. So let's try a different version and you can listen and let me know how you feel. If your state of mind changes, your chanting will change. Not necessarily, but there will be at least some slight change.
Om Guru Lian Shen Siddhi Hom. 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 好，两位有听出跟刚刚哪里不
So
同吗？
the two volunteers, do you hear the difference?
先生先讲。
是有听到，就是跟第一次的不同，就是那个念法
So
会比较稳定，然后听
it sounds more stable compared to the first time.
就是可以跟那个心有一个共鸣。
Easier to feel a connection or mental connection or spiritual resonance. How about Dharma system mapping? Yes, it's different. I feel it's able to absorb the mind more easily. The heart is able to abide more easily in the mantra. So at least you can hear that it's not a mechanical version, a superficial chanting. And I'm also not trying to say that it's chanted very well, but at least it's not mechanical chanting, trying to just trying to hand in homework. On YouTube, I watched some live streams of yoga, flaming mouth ceremonies that were live streamed. I could hear that actually it was mechanical chanting. Dharma instructor Yuan Sheng, can you demonstrate, or when you 莲生 means the blossoming of the lotus. So you don't have to sound the singing bowl, just the wooden fish, and try chanting it, and Dharma system maybe can try chanting the Kishigarbha Bodhisattva's mantra later on. So first, Dharma instructor Yuan Sheng or Dharma instructor Jupiter, go ahead and chant as though you are chanting to yourself. Give it a try.
Om Guru Lian Sheng Siddhi Hom. 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 Om Guru Lian Sheng Siddhi Hom.
好，很好。美婷想试吗？
Okay,
还是
very good.
我们待会是微山摸耶手哈。好，原声很好，很稳。
That was very steady.
没有带大气
And
的锥子，是不是？
you didn't bring your singing bowl mallet.
对，带气的锥子我放在另外一边，放出来。
OK， 好，没关系，不要拿，因为那个用
no
那
worries.
个柳音敲那个声音。
Because when you use the guiding bell to sound the singing bowl, it sounds a little harsh. Your mantra was very, chanting was very good, but when you sounded the singing bowl with your guiding bell, the sound was destroyed. How about using the wooden fish mallet? You can use that to sound your singing bowl. It will sound better than if you use the willow chime or the guiding bell to sound it.
那个约生你们或其他人在敲这个 Om Guru 连声西地后，
When you are, you don't have to use the tempo that I was chanting at or the method that was just my sharing to show the difference between a mechanical chanting versus chanting with intention. mindful chanting.
感受得到。好，
So
那
it's
现
easy
在我
to
们来
feel the
试一下
difference.
这个 Om Ha 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 Wei San Mo Ye
Let's
So。
try Om Ha Ha
好，
Wei
那
San Mo Ye
待
So
会
Ha.
换美萍试试看哈。Om Ha 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 Wei San Mo Ye So Ha。 Om Ha 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 Wei。 来，等一下，我先解释一下哈。
So let me first explain.
地藏王菩萨这里
For Kishigapa Bodhisattva's this section here, when we are invoking Kishigapa Bodhisattva, you have to recite this. We pray for reverently invoking Kishigapa Bodhisattva to descend upon the shrine, the mandala. Please form Kishigapa Bodhisattva's root mudra and visualize Kishigapa Bodhisattva's three-light blessing. Reverently recite Kishigapa Bodhisattva's Dharani or mantra 108 times. So when you recite this, you need to have that intention, that feeling, and after you finish reciting 108 times, we enter samadhi. So I wanted to talk about this point. Just now when we were chanting the Pama Kumara mantra, our wooden fish, please don't hit it so hard, tap it lightly. It will, if it's too harsh, it's not harmonious and so. So tap the wooden fish slightly, gently. It will. So it'll be like feeling the gentle breeze, spring breeze, rather than something harsh. So for Kishigama Bodhisattva's mantra, I feel that the Buddha's Bodhisattvas let me witness a lot of strange phenomena so that I can share it with everyone. I think I've mentioned before, I went to a temple. They were having a yoga flaming mouth ceremony. And when we were reciting the Kishigapa Bodhisattva heart mantra, there was someone playing the bell and drum. I think I mentioned this or shared this before when they were playing their instrument for the
这个联合上师在哈，巴西嘉年华是不是要让人家跳那个森巴舞，要这样跳这样跳，对不对哈？可是我们是
So it's like the parade in Brazil when that kind of tempo.
比如说 Om， 我用柳音引磬哈 ，Om 哈哈哈为什么耶梭哈 ，Om 哈哈哈为什么 ，Om 哈哈哈为什么耶梭哈 ，Om 哈哈哈为什么耶梭哈 ，Om 哈哈哈为什么耶梭哈 ，Om 哈哈哈。请问？
It's like the tempo that's used for a Brazilian carnival. If you sound it like this, can you enter samadhi? Sorry, I forgot to ask you guys to cover your ears. Because how are you going to enter samadhi after if you play with such? This is not exaggerated version. The person was hitting it with a lot of force and energy. People who don't know any better would think that, wow, their tempo of accuracy, tempo is so accurate. That person was really able to sound the bell and drum excellently with it was like jazz drumming. But my heart hurt, my head hurt. I wasn't able to enter samadhi. I told myself, let go, let go. Don't listen to the drumming. So when we are sounding the ritual instruments, especially those who are playing the bell and drum, you need to know what you're doing. If you are playing it, for example, the Pama Kumara mantra, very gently and lightly, it's still possible to coordinate with the mantra chanting. I'm sure I believe that the bell and drum can also play a very harmonious sounding rhythm. Kishigaba Bodhisattva has this verse. It's not in the slides or. So immovable and patiently enduring like the great earth. Contemplative like the secret treasury. So the mantra has this meaning within it. When you are chanting mantra, you need to have some sort of idea. You have to have concept of what you are chanting, some sort of idea of what you're chanting. So you can
知道这个咒可能是什么意念哈。刚被那个磁场一闹，我现在心很难静下来哈。
So now let's do a different version of chanting. Okay, apologies. I'm still being slightly affected by the vigorous demonstration just now, so it's not quite able to enter fully into the mantra, peaceful mantra. Is your mind settled? Because I was affected by myself earlier. Pray for Guru's blessing. Can first pray for Grandmaster's blessing before you begin.
Om ha 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 wei samaye soha. 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 Om ha 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 wei samaye soha.
好，所以大家就会发现。
Okay, so you would realize that when we chant 108 times to have that power of mantra, that is already not quite so easy. We are chanting less than 10 times. To chant the power of the mantra when leading the group cultivation sessions, we all need to practice a bit more. Next slide. So we are forming the mudra to shatter the hells, and I should let the volunteers chant the mantras. Step 23.
结破地狱手印，念破地狱真言21遍。Om Jalo Diye Soha, Om Jalo Diye Soha, Om Jalo Diye Soha, Om Jalo Diye Soha, Om Jalo Diye Soha。
好，可以，可以。那个讲师，我们一般那个师尊都会念。
Okay, Dharma instructor, Grandmaster would pronounce that character as Kya instead of Jia. So just take note of that Chinese character. This speed is okay. So as long as you don't chant it too fast, usually there won't be any problems. And next, Did you notice that for step 24, Vajrahook Mudra, universal invocation mantra, do you notice that the singing bowl, it's above the li, and if it's om, it's the singing bowl sounded at om. If it starts with namo, then it's the last character of the first line or first section of that mantra. So I noticed that if the mantra begins with om, they would sound the singing bowl at the soha of the first chant. And if it's namo, because the mantras will usually be longer, so do you notice that Namo Sulu Poye for the deliverance and longevity altars, we would sound the singing bowl at the last character of the first section of that mantra. So in general, this is the general guideline for the sounding of singing bowls for these mantras. If it's a mantra that begins with Namo, usually it's longer, so then sound the singing bowl at the last character of the first section of the mantra. If it starts with Om, if the mantra starts with Om, because these mantras are usually shorter, we would sound at the last character of the first chant. So this is the general guideline that I've observed. If there are any errors, we can continue to change. So I amended the drawing of the symbolic notation 3 times yesterday. Dharma assistant Mei Ping, have you chanted this mantra before?
好，又起上次。
好，因为美萍没有念过，还是渊生想念给他听听看。讲师想念给他听吗？好了，我念好了，不要为难讲师，讲师等待下一个哈。好，一般哈，我再讲一次哈，我再念一次。一般我在网络上听到的这个无情跟机械式的声音，我念给大家听哦。
So this is the mechanical version without any mind.
OK， 这个就是一般我听到的，虽然有在念，但是是无情机械式的唱诵。
So this is a mechanical chanting without intention, which is so look at the instruction. Form the Vajrahook mudra, invoke the spirits to the tablets, and then when you sound the Vajra bell, you are guiding them to come to the altar, to the shrine. You are using your mind to invoke them to receive bardo deliverance. And when everyone is chanting mantra, we also need to use the mind to invoke them. So now we are now So this is a fun by chanting practice, so may the spirits and ghosts not listen.
不好意思哦，我刚边念还要边想要把我四面墙封起来，不要传出去哈，所以我刚
So
因为
just
有
now,
点
I'm sorry, just now when I was chanting, my mind was a little distracted because I was trying to, I also had the intention of wanting to seal up my wall so that the sound wouldn't go out. When we are chanting, we need to, it's in a very conflicted state of mind because there was the intention of wanting to invoke, but also wanting to seal up the walls.
请手结金刚钩手印，招请幽灵到令牌上，用金刚铃声加持，引导幽灵离开黑暗火海、幽冥地狱，来到坛场，借受超度，念普招请真言14遍。南无波波地利伽利多利怛他耶多耶，南无波波地利伽利多利怛他耶多耶，南无波波地利伽利多利怛他耶多耶，南无波波地利伽利多利怛他耶多耶，南无波波地利伽利多利怛他耶多耶，南无波波地利伽利多利怛他耶多耶。南无波波地利伽利多利怛他耶多耶，南无波波地利伽利多利怛他耶多耶，南无波波地利伽利多利怛他耶多耶。我那个收音收不了，不好意思。
好，没有关系，因为美萍是第一次持这个咒。
So Dharma assistant said that she wasn't able to conclude the mantra properly, but sometimes when we are trying to close the mantra, we also need to practice because it sounds, when we are listening to other people, it sounds very natural and simple, but actually, so Dharma assistant Mei Ping did a demonstration for everyone. I'll demonstrate and you can try again. Okay, your turn, Dharma assistant Mei Ping.
OK， 因为我们一般这个就有点类似在诵经，诵经有时候可以收低音，有的是收高音。
So sometimes when we chant sutras, you can end with higher notes or lower notes. So it depends on the state of mind at that point in time. So it's not always fixed, and now it's 9:14 p.m. So let's stop for tonight's lesson here, and we will continue from the mantra of resolving karmic enmities. Will it still be the two of you courageous volunteers next week? Do you feel a lot of stress? No? Okay, great. So go back and look at the Siddhana more in greater detail, and thank you, everyone. Amitabha, thank you, Master Lian Wei, for your lesson tonight, and through today's lesson. It allowed us to have a deeper understanding of the Yoga Flaming Mall virtual procedure. So after 3 weeks of pause, we will continue 3 weeks later. Thank Master Lian Wei for her compassionate teaching. She is very dedicated in preparing for the lessons. And now we are at the Q&A segment for the lesson. Let's look at the questions collected by the back-end team and invite Master Lian Wei to compassionately answer the questions for everyone.
暂时还没有收到任何的提问。
There are no questions, so let's once again thank Master Lian Wei for her teaching, and today's lesson was really very rich. So Fanbai Buddhist chanting doesn't depend on listening alone, so it really requires practice. If you feel you have benefited from tonight's lesson, then please type in 111 in the chat again to thank Master Lian Wei for her time and her effort. And let's also thank the Indonesian interpreter, Dharma assistant Pavan Benny, and also Dharma instructor Yuan Sheng from Singapore, or Dharma instructor Jupiter, for help for volunteering tonight. And thank all the Brahma Kumaras, the Dharma siblings around the world. And now you can tidy up your hair, clothes, turn on your video camera, and let's take a group photo with Master Lian Wei. So please get ready, and once you're ready, I will start counting down from 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, thank everyone once more. And I will remind everyone one last time, this is the last lesson before the autumn grand ceremony, and there will be a suspension of the Sacred Chants of Buddhism class for 3 weeks. And after 3 weeks, we will continue to cover the Yoga Flaming Mall ritual, the part pertaining to the chanting of the Amitabha Sutra, and welcome everyone to turn on your microphones to thank Master Lian Wei. Hope everyone will be more courageous and sign up with Dharma instructor Yi Cai to be volunteers. We all need to come out and be guinea pigs. Lab rats.
联合上师，下次你出来当白老鼠。
Master Lian Wei just joked that Master Lian He can be guinea pig or lab rat next time around.
这个是圣安助教哈。助教们也都可以出来，可以吗？自己找那个义才讲师报名哈，可以吧？我跟你讲啦，大家出错习惯了以后，你就觉得反正大家都会错，我一跟着错也没什么好丢脸的，好不好？连端要不要出来？你是老法师了，可以出来了。
上师，阿弥陀佛，阿弥陀佛。
如美，莲花如美，好像第一次看到你。
对，上师。
OK， 好，很勇敢哈。OK， 好，大家晚安喽。
晚安，晚安，晚安，谢谢，
OK， 大家晚安喽。
拜拜，
好，晚安，
拜拜。
少年晚安，少年晚安，彩虹助教，老钟，莲花春娜，老钟，你下次要不要出来？老钟要不要出来？OK， 让大家晚安。
再见。
美萍今天还好吧？美萍会紧张吗？
大家拜拜，下个礼拜见。
好，下个礼拜见。美萍今天会紧张吗？
对，今天有点小紧张。
可是很简单吧，不难哈。今天，
对，就是自己唱的时候会唱，然后像我唱的时候就怎么唱不到了。
对啊，因为就是在大众面前就是会这样。其实我们小时候也都是这样经历过来，习惯多几次，
没事，
多几次就好了啦。
对。
好了，就这样咯。一才，麻烦你改天亲自上阵。都叫别人上阵，你都没上阵，是不是？好啦，就这样，大家再见哈，拜拜，
再见。